What's up, fight fans? Thank you once again for coming through, much appreciated. Remember, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. If you've come back to watch another video time and time again, honestly, thank you very much. Honestly, I really do appreciate it for you spending a few of your hard-earned minutes with me. Thank you. All right, let's talk a subject I didn't really want to talk about, if I'm honest with you. Look, the fallout from Errol Spence continues as far as I'm concerned, and I think he officially now has taken over from Gennady Golovkin as the boogeyman of boxing. I mean, that's the title that Golovkin held probably up until the Danny Jacobs fight, and I was wondering who was going to take it next. And it's official. Errol Spence has definitely taken it, because right now, aside from Terence Crawford, and we'll talk about that in a second, doesn't look like any of the top 147 fighters really want to be in the ring with him. That's the sense I'm getting. A guy that I really wouldn't have attached to that or put in that list was Shawn Porter. But Shawn Porter, as much as I appreciate you, as much as I like you, I'm sorry, you're in that list now, fighters that are avoiding Errol Spence. Now, I've heard excuses before in boxing, right? I've heard, speak to my manager, that's a good one. Get that one a lot, right? Speak to my manager. I don't make fights, my promoter does. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to take a break and then we'll decide what we want to do next. That's a good one. What other ones do you hear regularly in terms of that are used to avoid fighters? Those I think are probably the biggest three. One that I've never ever heard before, and this is a new one, so I'm going to add it to that list now, is I'm not in the IBF rankings. That's a new one. That's a new one. Don't get me wrong. In some instances, it can be valid. So I don't want to give Shawn Porter too much discredit. But in all your years, and think about this, guys, in all your years of hearing fighters fight other fighters, have you ever heard that before? I haven't. And I think it's an effing disgrace that it came out of the mouth of Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter, when asked about fighting Errol Spence next, said, I don't think that's possible. I'm not in the IBF rankings. I haven't checked the rankings because I don't look at the rankings, which kind of contradicts what he said. But I don't think I'm in there, so that's the reason I can't fight Errol Spence. Okay, so I had to look at the IBF rankings. I've got them right with me because I don't want to confuse myself. Number one, there is no number one. There is no number two ranked. Number three is a guy called Carlos Encampo. I had a look at his record. Unbeaten, I think 23 fights. No losses, but hasn't fought anyone yet. Number four is a guy called Konstantin Ponomarev from Russia. Never heard of him. Number five, you might have heard this guy, Lamont Peterson. And number six, Bradley Ski. So there is no number one ranked. There is no number two ranked. So let's be very honest and very clear about this. If Shawn Porter, former IBF welterweight champion, and his team approached IBF and said, look, we wouldn't mind a matchup with your champion Errol Spence, they'll take it in a heartbeat. And they'll take it in a heartbeat for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's a good fight for the IBF title, and that's what they want. They want their belt to be right up there with the WBC, WBA, WBO. Because right now, some people think of it, like most people, is the fourth best belt in boxing. And number two, it makes a hell of a lot of more sanctioning fees than Carlos Encampo and Konstantin Ponomarev. So Shawn Porter, my man, if this is your excuse as to why you're not or you don't want to fight Errol Spence, think of another one. Because it's bad and it doesn't look good on you. The video, guys, is on Fight Hype. You can check it out. And I guarantee you 99% of the comments are saying exactly what I'm saying. Like, that is BS. And I'm surprised by it. Which leads me on to one man. Terence Crawford. The only guy out there. The guy that's just come from 140. The guy that's just come from 135. A small guy that's saying, I want one man only, and that's Errol Spence. So he is willing to do it. The so-called top 147 fighters are making excuses. It's embarrassing. So unfortunately, let's add Shawn Porter to the list of other 147 fighters that are clearly ducking Errol Spence. Shawn Porter, you're in the basement, son. And it's going to be a while for you to get out of there, because I don't like people that duck. But you're in the basement, not for the duck, but for using the fact that you are not in the IBF rankings as to why you can't fight him. Oh, shame on you, Shawn Porter. Shame on you.